Why is being terrified something that could be totally amazing? You see, most of the time when something terrifying, something's worrying, something's fearful that's happening, is we just want to run away from it. Or we just want it to be over and over. And even if we're doing something exciting, it's like a master contacted me recently and said, look, I've got this most exciting new project, but I'm terrified. I'm terrified. Why? Why is it that actually being terrified can be so good? You see, well, let's look at what terrified really is. Terrified is being scared. In a lot of cases when it's about making a decision, it's about scared of making the wrong decision. Maybe you've got to commit your time, maybe you've got to commit your energy, maybe you've got to commit loads of money to it. Maybe you've got to employ lots of people and have that responsibility to look after people. Maybe it needs a lot of work that needs to be done. There are so many question marks that come up in our mind that actually we see as being so negative. And the question I have is why is this all happening? Why are all these thoughts coming up in our minds? These thoughts are coming up in our mind is because actually, if we never have any fears, never have any worries, or any stresses in life, we don't progress forward. I'll give you an example. When you were a child, maybe your parents tried to teach you how to ride a bicycle. And there was a stage in your cycling where you were coming off the extra safety wheels. Yes, you had two extra wheels at the back of your bike. And then all of a sudden, your parents said, come on, you can do it. You don't need them. You don't need those anymore. And I'll hold the bike for you. And they say, no, I'm scared. Fears of falling off. But mother or father says to you, I'll hold you. Don't worry, son or daughter. I'll hold you. I'll make sure you're okay. So they start pushing you on the bike. No, stablers, that's what the word was. I was thinking, well, you didn't have your stabilizers on anymore. And then your parents are pushing you on the bike, and you're turning around to your parents and saying, don't let go. I'm worried, I'm going to fall. And then all of a sudden, you're carrying on, and before you know it, you realise, actually, my parents aren't there anymore, they let go, and I'm doing it on my own. So that child, if that was you, had to go through that fear, those worries, because then you realise, actually, I'm okay, I can do it. But the mind was saying, no, I can't do it. And then all of a sudden, on another occasion, you fall off your bike. And you turn around to your mum and say, Mum, I've fallen off, I've hurt myself, I've grazed my knee. And mother or father will turn around and say, it's okay, son, it's okay, daughter, don't worry. Just get back on the bike and you'll be absolutely fine. She says, no, I don't want to get on the bike, And they try to encourage you. I say, okay, look, I'll tell you what, I'll hold the bike again for you. And again, you get back on the bike, they start pushing you, and you're going a little bit faster, and you realise actually you're going too fast because they've let go, and you're okay. So sometimes we have to fall down in order to learn something, to gain some trust. But what is it that is in society that's so ingrained in us that we don't actually have that faith and trust? Well, actually, it's a circumstance of society. You see, we live in a society where we don't know who to trust anymore. We don't. It's as simple as that. We've lost faith. And why have we lost faith? Because we've got lost in ourselves. Yes, in ourselves, in me, I, my world, your world. And we've forgotten that life isn't just about me. And living in the material world, we just don't know who to trust because everyone wants something from us. If you're doing a project, can you trust the suppliers? Can you trust the managers? Can you trust that the foundation is going to be dug deep enough? We have these worries because we've got this responsibility on our shoulders. our shoulders, because we're running this project, for instance. We're running this project in such a way that you know that it's got to be right. You've got to hope it's going to be right. But tell me, every time you get into an airplane, do you ask to speak to the pilot? Do you ask to check how much qualifications he's got? How many years has he been flying a plane for? Has he flown this plane before? No. You have to have some trust. You have to have some trust. But it's difficult because the decisions you have to make sometimes fall on your shoulder. But being in the plane, you have to trust the pilot. The pilot's going to take you to the right destination. Also, the pilot's going to take you there in a safe way, that there's not going to be an accident. But we sometimes do have these fears. And it's sometimes hard to let go. And what I've discovered is there's a reason why we find it hard to let go. I'm reading the Srimad Bhagavatam today, and I'm reading 11th canto, chapter 2, text number 37. And in this chapter, the Lord is trying to explain to us that the reason why we are terrified, the reason why we have fears and we have worries, is because we have lost faith. We have lost faith in the divine, the origin of everything, the absolute truth. And it's so, so true. You see, I live, my former country that I was living in was England. I now live here in India. And in England, the biggest religion is Christianity. Now, for many, 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 many years, if you go into a church on a Sunday morning, which is meant to be the busiest day for congregants to come to church, they're all empty now. Why are they all empty? Because no one's got time to go to church. No one's got time to go to the temples. Everyone's so busy with their life, whether they're doing some sport, they're doing some work, they're doing some shopping, they're doing some entertaining. Everyone is distracted. And now the biggest thing, obviously, is mobile phones and apps. That no one is going to church. And if people aren't going to church, then they don't have that direct contact with their God. And if they don't have contact with their God, then who do they believe in? And why is it so important to have trust in a God? I'll give you an example. So just use this example before. You've got a project to do, and you've got to make sure that this building is built correctly, the facilities are all right. But if they're not, the building could fall down, it could have cracks, it could be dangerous. It might only last a few years rather than lasting 20 or 30 years or longer. It's got to be the right size, the room's got to be in the right place, and the electrical wire's got to go in. There's a lot of responsibilities to make sure it's right. Now, in theory, if we had the faith and the trust, we would realise actually we don't need to worry about these sort of things. But what do I mean by that? Let's give you another example, another analogy. You work for a big company, a big corporation, and you're told to do a job, and you're meant to deal with clients or a particular product, and in a certain way. And you're given a briefing, this is what you need to do. And within the company, there are managers and senior management and directors, and then there are the chief executives. Everyone's got a role in the company, and your role is to take a briefing and just fulfill that briefing. You have to trust. You've got to trust that the company know what they're doing, the management know what they're doing. And if you are doing what they tell you to do, and then you're doing the best that you can do, then you've got no reason to have to worry about the responsibility of it going wrong, because the management are the ones who are taking the responsibility. And at the end of the day, the big boss at the top, the chief executive, everything falls on his shoulders. Now you're doing your own project or doing your own task, which you've got fears and worries and you're terrified about. You feel like it's all your responsibility because you're the boss, or you've been given a particular role which gives you that responsibility. And when you've got that responsibility, you feel like everything's falling on my shoulders, everything is falling on my shoulders. But actually, is it? You see, in Krishna consciousness, we start to realize, actually, What we think is our responsibility, what we think is our worries, what we think is our fears, what is our terrifying moments, aren't what we perceive they are. Actually, they are lessons. They are lessons that the Lord is trying to teach us something. He's just trying to teach us actually to have faith and belief that whatever is happening is meant to be happening for the right reason. And what I mean by that is whatever is happening in life is by the Lord's arrangement. And what's that mean by the Lord's arrangement? You see, if you take nature as a whole, just walk into a field, walk into a forest, go up a mountain, go on a hill, and you look around at nature, you'll see the plants, you'll see the trees, you'll see the birds, you'll see the animals, you'll see the insects. Every one of those animals, insects, birds, tree and plants is working in collaboration with each other. And everything that you see is absolutely beautiful. Every plant, every tree, every insect is fascinating. It's incredible. It's the most beautiful, beautiful sight. And they're all doing their task. They're all living in one big society. And that's very, very, very beautiful. There is this trust in nature because the Lord has provided absolutely everything in nature. So if the Lord has provided everything in nature and everything is working, because this is nature's way and it's beautiful, because just remember, when we leave nature to be its natural way, then everything is just beautiful. It's only when man interrupts nature that we have a problem. When man decides, okay, I'm going to change the direction of a river, that's a problem. If man decides, I'm going to build on the floodplains by the river, we've got a problem. If man decides to cut down all the forests, then we get erosion, another problem. If man decides to cut down all the trees, then the wildlife don't have the habitat, then we have a problem. But if you leave the forests, the hills, the mountains and the fields to grow naturally, then nature has its own way of looking after it, has its own responsibility. And this is all through the creation of the Lord. Now, if the Lord can create everything in such a magnificent way, even evolution, you see, what is the origin of an apple? At some point, there was a seed. The seed can't just be created from nothing. It has to be created by the Lord, otherwise it just wouldn't exist. And the seed of an apple then grows into a sapling then goes into a tree then grows into having flowers and then blossoms and then eventually fruits into a new apple. And then that apple is picked or drops to the ground, is eaten, and the seeds go to the ground, and then more apples, trees grow again and again, and that's the evolution of nature. It's so well designed. It works in such good unison. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So if we just allow our minds for a moment to accept that nature is the most incredible and the most beautiful thing that we can ever have, why is our lives any different? Because we are simply part of nature. We're just another organism. But another organism with big brains, which actually is what causes us our problems. Big brains. And this is where life gets more challenging. So your project, your task that you've got to do that is terrifying or worrying, actually isn't your project. It's not. It's the Lord's. The Lord is the arranger of everything. Just like the Lord arranges nature in the most dynamic and beautiful way, He's also arranging everything that's going on in your life and my life and everyone else's life. But we've just lost this faith and the trust. And without the faith and the trust in the Lord, this is why we've got all these doubts and these worries. So, excuse me, why do we have all these worries and doubts and disbeliefs? Because we've got Maya in our head. Maya is the one who's been destructive. She's the one who's giving us all these challenges. But most people think that is a negative thing. No. Maya is one of the most important teachers of the Lord. Maya's been sent to us to test us, to put all these illusions and worries and fears in our mind, because every time we get worried, every time we get fearful, like we did when we were a child and we fell off the bike, or we wanted to move to cycle on our own. We were worried, but we knew that we had a mother or father to hold onto the bike to protect us. And then all of a sudden they let go without us realizing, and we realized we can do this. But we also know that if we fall down, we've also got the protection of the Lord as well, because he helps us. As long as we're not doing something that is mindless and that's just so stupid and so dangerous, then he will always try to pick us up in whatever way and whatever capacity we need. And this is very, 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 very beautiful. So if we can trust our parents to hold us on the bike and then give us that reassurance, then on the bigger picture, we need to learn how to trust the Lord, that he won't let us fall, he won't let us hurt ourselves, he won't let us destroy our lives. All he wants to do is actually look after his devotees. He wants to help his devotees, he wants to care for his devotees, he wants to give us the best opportunity to learn and learn and learn. And this is why I call this channel Lord Krishna's University of Life and Love. He's a teacher, he's the greatest teacher. But it's us who are the students who have these doubts and these worries. But they are sent to us for a reason. Because every moment you have a doubt, a fear or a worry, this is the Lord teaching you, you don't need to. But I can't tell you not to worry. I can't tell you not to be fearful or to be terrified. But what the Lord says is this. Through devotional service, he will help us to develop ourselves so that we can function to our best capacity, and he'll help us the rest of the way. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this: whoever you are and whatever situation you're in at this moment in time is who you are. No point comparing yourself with other people. We accept, okay, this is what I can do. So for instance, I can do these videos and talk about how these verses relate to life, but I can't remember slokas. I accept that, okay? So I accept that the Lord gives me a certain capacity. But I also now know that 3 years down the line of living here in ISKCON Vrindavan, my mind is working very, very differently. Very, very different to how it's worked in the past. It's still a little change in comparison to the bigger picture, but there is change, there's noticeable change. I can read now, I've never been able to read before, study, understand scriptures, but it's given me that little bit more intelligence to do it, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, just this little bit more. And what the Lord is trying to say to us is this: through devotional service, by chanting the Lord's name, by reading about the Lord, talking about his pastimes, singing, serving the society, what he's doing is he's teaching us how to trust. He causes a change in our trust without dealing with the issue of trust. So what do I mean by that is, at a certain moment in time, life is going hunky-dory, everything's fine, everything's easy going. And then all of a sudden, like this is the case of this Mataji, she's got this terrifying new project, all of a sudden she's got to deal with something that she doesn't normally have to deal with, and the responsibilities of it. It's this moment in time, actually, that the new lesson is starting. We may not realize it's a lesson that's starting, but it's the new lesson. And the Lord is trying to teach us how to get through this lesson. Now, the only way you are going to get through this lesson is to actually realize, I don't need to worry about this responsibility. I'm going to trust everything to the Lord. And the only way I'm going to trust everything to the Lord is to become a believer. But how to become a believer when we have doubts in our minds because of society as it is? I will tell you through my own experience, and I can only tell you through my own experience, and this is the science of it all. Every bit of fear, every worry, every anxiety that I used to have, and I had lots before I came to Krishna consciousness, has started to dissipate. In some cases, totally gone. In other cases, still happening. And that's all happened because all I've done is chanted the Lord's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I've made the Lord the absolute center of my life and do everything in my life around the Lord. And all of a sudden, I'm learning and I'm learning and I'm learning. But there was a point where I wasn't learning my lessons. I'll give you an example. I had a situation when I first moved into the ashram where I was in a room, I was with another Prabhu who was very, very moochy, very untidy and very unclean, and I didn't like it. I got irritated, I got frustrated, and it really, really got to me. And I couldn't do anything about it, but it irritated me, absolutely irritated me. I tried to keep the rooms clean, but he just wasn't wanting to learn. I had these expectations, and these expectations were that I wanted him to do something my way, what I perceived as being right and right, not his way, which I felt was very dirty and very unclean. Anyway, it took me 3.5 years, well, 3 years to learn a lesson about. And the big lesson was actually, because Lord Krishna kept on moving me to another room and another room and another room where I had similar problems in a slightly different way. Until I got to the last room where there was a major shift take place, where I learned how to realize that I'm not the controller, I'm not the arranger, but the Lord is the arranger, and the Lord has put me in all these rooms in order to learn a lesson. And then I had this realization, I knew what the lesson was. And I had to respect this other Prabhu for who he was, how he lived, not have expectations for him to do it my way. Then all of a sudden the Lord made arrangements for me to go to another room, and that room was with 2 other Prabhus who are very, very tidy. So sometimes if we don't learn our lessons, that is why we get these terrifying, these worrying, these repeated situations happening, is because we haven't learnt. And therefore the Lord says, if you're not going to learn, I just have to teach you again and again and again until you start to learn. And sometimes that's why things get harsher and harder and harsher and harder and more terrifying, more worrying. But the moment, every time a mind gets a worry, if I go to the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm thinking about the Lord, I'm talking to the Lord, having a conversation with the Lord. I'm giving the focus to the Lord instead of to the terrifying, worrying moment or thoughts that are going in my mind. And the more I focus my mind on chanting the Lord or reading to the Lord or doing kirtan, the more, or sorry, I should say, the less time Maya Devi can reveal herself to me. And this is what the Lord is trying to show us. Are we going to serve Maya and allow her to be the controller, or are we going to serve the Lord and let him be the controller? If we let him be the controller, if this project that is terrifying is meant to happen, it will happen because it's meant to be by the Lord's arrangement. If the terrifying aspect is overpowering us, if things are stumbling, if you're hitting walls, if you're having locked doors and you can't get this project on the way and there's problem after problem, then maybe the Lord is trying to say to you, maybe this is not meant to be right. Are you following the path that he was trying to give us? Or are you just trying to do something your own way? So every situation has this massive lesson behind it. But we can't decide for ourselves, okay, today I'm going to work on this aspect. I'm going to work on frustration. I'm going to work on being terrified. I'm going to work on what I think is the solution. No, you don't need to do that. All you need to do is focus on one thing at the starting point, and that's chanting the Lord's name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The more you chant, the more you read, the more you sing, the more you serve the Lord or serve in society, the more he starts to transform us and teaches us. And all of a sudden our characteristics start to change by his arrangement. His timing is not down to us. He arranges absolutely everything. And that's beautiful. And therefore what happens ultimately is that we learn what real love is, what true love is. So you've got 2 options. You can live in a life of fears, terrifying moments, anxieties and worries, or you can surrender yourself. I don't know if you can read Sanskrit, Sharanagati, surrender. If we surrender ourselves to the Lord, that he is the supreme controller, he is the arranger of everything, just like in nature and how beautiful it is. If we allow him to be that arranger, then he will help us to overcome these fears and worries and have this trust and this belief that is so lacking in society today. and it's beautiful. So yes, being terrified is absolutely great. It's not suicidal as sometimes we think it is. Terrifying is just another lesson. Fears are just another lesson. Anxieties are just another lessons. Worries are just lessons. But you can't be the controller. Let the Lord take you through the lessons at his pace. There's a time, place, and situation for everything, and we have to let it be by arrangement of the Lord. Because the moment we try to take over and decide, I'm going to deal with this, that's when we come off the path, and then we get lost again, and we hit the brick walls. Or we try to open doors that aren't meant to be opening. So, where are you? Where are you? How do you deal with things? Do you sometimes have these fears, these worries that take over your life? I know what I'm saying requires a lot of belief in what I'm saying. So don't trust me, don't believe me. Find out for yourself, experiment for yourself. And I give you this challenge. For 1 month, take a mala, which is a set of beads with 108 beads on them. We usually use neem, and for those who follow the 4 Regs principles, they can use tulsi. And just chant. Chant every day. Spend a few minutes every day and see what happens. If nothing happens, you've lost nothing. But I can assure you now, you start chanting and you'll start seeing some things happen which are very, very subtle, but very, very, very beautiful. And that alone is going to give you that confidence to realize, okay, there is something greater out there. There's something that can actually take on that worry and take those fears away from you, and not having to have that burden of responsibility. It doesn't mean you don't have any responsibilities in life, but you don't need to have the negative aspect to those responsibilities. Okay, this is happening because the Lord's arranged it. This is happening because the Lord's arranged it. I'll give you a very, very little subtle thing that happened before. I went to put my microphone on before, and I lost the muffler. It's very, very small, this microphone, and I couldn't find it in the bag. And I thought, okay, it keeps on coming off every day. I must have lost it. And then all of a sudden, a security guard was walking around, and in his hand, he had this muffler. He didn't just pick it up off the ground. He found it yesterday. And I don't know how he realised I was looking for it, and he came up to me and gave it to me. The Lord was teaching me. What was he teaching me? To be more mindful that every time I take it out and put it away in its bag, to make sure that I haven't dropped the muffler, and to make sure the muffler is in the bag. And this is the subtle way the Lord teaches me. It's not about thinking, oh no, I've lost it. I've only had it a few days and I've already lost it, or it's broken. No, the Lord has given me an opportunity to have a lesson. He arranged for the security guard to pick it up, and that security guard saw me at a time that I'm not normally here, a different time, and he came and gave it to me. He didn't know what it's for, or that I had lost it, but the Lord somehow arranged it. So now I'll make sure that yes, when I put it away, is the muffler there. When I take it out, is the muffler there. And this is the subtlety of the lessons. So, back to you. Are you ready to take on some new lessons? Are you ready to possibly learn how to gain some more faith and trust and belief? Do you want to turn all these negative things of fears, terrifying moments, anxieties, worries into positive lessons and positive tools in your life? The ball is in your court. And I want to say one more thing. One thing that's really, really important in Krishna consciousness is don't always try to do things on your own. Have some acharya, a guru, spiritual master, or some senior devotees who can give you some guidance and some help, because they will help you stay on the path. Otherwise, you'll do what I used to do and try and go off on a tangent of my own and think about it, doing it my way. No. This is the Lord's way. With a little bit of guidance, He will help us. But we have to be careful not to go off and try and do it our way, because we won't get the lessons learned. And they'll get repeated and repeated and repeated. If you've got a question, you've got a comment, put a question or a comment in the comment box underneath the video, or if you go to the description, you'll find my email address. Send me an email. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari.